But we're going to start with championship contender Ron Capps, who went from second to fourth in the points and now is sixth over 5 rounds out of first.
Seems to be a little bit of debris, like a paper towel or something, caught underneath the front end of the car. They've got it. They're going to let him go and make this run.
Well, thanks, Nelly. Report from the line. Dan Wilkerson. Danny, he is Tim Wilkerson's son. His second ever race.
He's been doing a great job. Everybody that's watched him, including myself, just think he's a natural at this and doesn't seem to be fazed by things like what we just saw happen right there. He has lane choice. You see a little bit of a towel underneath there. No big deal. They got it out of there. And he'll be ready to go against Ron Capps.
You saw the debris. I wondered, what debris? Oh, no!
Oh, man. Lost a tire off of that thing.
Tire came flying off Danny's car. Let's make sure he's okay, because that was a very big hit with the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the wheel actually just broke right off from the chassis.
Is. He's moving. That's great.
That's great.
Boy, that was frightening. And it had nothing to do with him.
Absolutely not. I mean, he was on his way to win. That car was really marching down the racetrack before the wheel came off of that chassis.
Listen to the crowd. Yeah. That's what these fans are all about. He was on his way to taking Ron Capps down, and then a wheel comes off the car. Brings the car up in the air, across the track, into the wall. Even John Force is going to head down there. Tim's wife, Danny's mom, is Krista. She was right there.
So, wow, boy, just missed Ron Capps going in behind him, because he had a pretty good lead on Ron when that wheel did come off. And wow, and like you said, that was a hard hit. Luckily, most of the impact went towards the front of the car. That helped.
Are we talking wheel or wheels?
Well, it looked like the right rear came off. I don't know if the other one came off after the impact. See right there. The other one did come off after it made that turn. Wow.
Huh.
You're right, Paul.
So I wonder what that one is. I mean, you can explain easily enough one wheel, but two kind of gives you to believe maybe it's something happening in the rear end, doesn't it?
I mean, well, you know, the thing washed out a little bit. It went, but he was going 232 to the 330-foot mark, which is a very good number. And then you just see that wheel come off, and then, well, the other one came off right after it. You're right, absolutely right. At that point, it's riding on the wheelie bar. Most of the impact did come from the front of the chassis. Like I said, that was a good thing. That absorbed a lot of impact, much better than going into the wall, you know, with the driver compartment. So, boy, I've never seen, I've actually had a wheel come off before and shoot all the wheel studs, and did the same thing. It made a right-hand turn and went off the side of the track in Gary, Indiana, actually. Let me tell you, it's a helpless feeling.
I'm guessing he didn't miss him by more than 5 feet at their closest point of approach.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse, trust me. Everything kind of, you know, it was a bad situation with the wheels coming off, but the way he went into the wall with that front absorbing, look at that shot.
Yep,
got our camera.
Duck, Mike. They're good. Look at that. That's our camera. Oh, and Mike, that's the one we borrowed from you last night that, you know, you used for the family.
Oh, yeah. A little duct tape will fix that one right up. You know, a little 200-mile-an-hour racer tape, as we call it.
Well, that's Steve Lange, our tech manager for ESPN, and he'll bring the debris back, tape it together. Well, we want to try and take a look at the car itself. Again, Danny got out of the car right away. He appears fine. We'll get further updates, of course, but the car itself, it's a mess. We'll see if we can take a look at those hubs at some point. But right now, we can actually talk with Danny Wilkerson. Here is John Kernan.
Daniel, what a wild ride. Any idea what happened?
Well, I don't know what happened, to tell you the truth. I know I felt one wheel fall off. I felt the other wheel fall off. I don't know why. I know they torqued him on there. I watched them torque him on there. So that wasn't my guys' fault. I got nothing to say, nothing but good things to say about all my guys. I know they did all they could. It had to be. I have no idea what it could have been, but I wish I could have won that race. It would have been for Dad's boys. They put a lot of work into putting that car together. I don't know. We worked all week long. We worked for months to do this race, and Dad's boys and my boys worked their butts off to do this, and I don't know what to say.
All right, well, thank you, and it's great to see you out of the car and okay, and Ron Capps has come by to check on him, too, so it certainly is good, Paul, to see him get out of this okay, because that was a very scary crash.
Yeah, and he just barely passed behind Capps. No doubt we'll get a chance to talk with Ron and see what he saw as well, Mike.
Yeah, we'll have to, look at all the parts and pieces, try to determine what happened. Like I said, I had a wheel fall off in Gary Enda years ago, and we never did really determine what happened because it sheared all the studs, and we had titanium wheel studs on there, but we also had a spacer in there, and so we didn't know if it was the titanium studs that sheared or the spacer plate failed. As a result, though, I can guarantee I never run titanium wheel studs after that, but sometimes it's just hard to figure out exactly what happened.
Well, one more time, let's look at it, see if there's anything we can tell new.
I mean, he had Capps covered, and boy, that was close coming off the other side. Like you said, I mean, the one wheel went off, and then right after that, the left wheel came off too, and obviously just the right wheel coming off first drove the car into the left-hand wall. Well, take a look at that as it comes across the Lucas Oil photo finish cam. Parts and pieces everywhere.
Yeah, he and the parts could have stayed in that lane. John Kernan?
Had you not, it might have hit.
And Paul, just getting a good look at the damage in the car right now, what the crew thinks happened is the stud sheared off on the right side first, and then whenever the impact and everything started and the left started spinning wildly out of control, it sheared off the other side because all of the studs are gone on both rear wheels.
And Tim Wilkerson arrives to check on his son and then on the car try to see what that problem was. Remember, they drive cars that are vastly similar.
One more look at it. It's like we said, Daniel Wilkerson's a lucky kid. It's just good to see him out there. We can replace those race cars all day long.
And coming up, we'll have further reports on exactly what happened that caused that. And, of course, there is still plenty more nitro to come from the Memphis Motorsports Park, the O'Reilly Mid-South Nationals.